It doesn't look too good, and I don't know how to make it look better, peeps. Uh, it's right now it's a staircase to nowhere. What's up, people? I'm Xogue, and welcome back to FTB IEES. Wait, I messed that up. IEEMS. There we go. I did it right. Infinity Evolved Expert Mode Skyblock. Here we are doing things. And I have not yet made the other Tesseracts, so we can't use those guys. But one thing I do want to start working on soon is actually automating the process of creating these guys in order to get these, wait, hold on. What these guys are going to provide to us is a very, very good way of transporting not only energy, but also items and other things that we will definitely need. One of which being, for example, our items that we get from our civs. We could easily transport them, all of our metal things over to our Botania area to convert them over. There's a flower that actually groups them together. We can use mana for that to group them into their, grass block. We could use auto crafters and things like that as well. I also want to play with a thing with storage drawers. I want to see if storage drawers, the what is it called? Compacting drawer. I want to know if these guys can actually compact them down into their respective ore blocks. I don't think they can, because usually it combines, 9, like a 3x3 grid of an item, like cobblestone can be compacted down, or, ironed into iron blocks, that kind of thing. But I wanted to see, just in case, if that can be done, that would be pretty awesome. And we really want to get that going. But just, as an example, that's one of the things. So we want to automate the process of creating Tesseracts. This is something we want to do, but it's not something we're going to do now. That will be later. Today, I've got some other things planned. I want to play with my design a little bit on camera, so at the very least, you kind of understand what I'm trying to do, and maybe you guys can give me some suggestions about it. But before we get into that, I do want to go ahead and mention that I have gone ahead and hooked up logistics pipes into our storage of our mob drops. And if we go back over here, the tunnel that goes down underneath the ground or whatever is way over here. And it goes down and all the way over and around. And it is connected down into our storage drawers. So, for example, ender pearls are something we get all the time. We don't have any of those anywhere else, but down there in that area, we have 422 of them. So we know exactly how many we have. Redstone is also accessible. We have over 1,000 of that. That's pretty cool. We got all these guys as well. So we can easily pull them out, combine them together. For example, when we want to get some iron, we no longer have to go down there to pull out some iron to group and then throw into our Tinker Smeltery or whatever other machine we want in order to get our metals. We can just do that right off the bat. Now, that's just one of the things. I did hook it in, and now we have access to it. Just something I wanted to mention. So when you see me start pulling out ender pearls, I didn't leave you out of the loop. You now know how I'm doing it. Now, what I'm doing now, bloop, here is a little bit of the idea. Okay, so the idea, the design that I had in my head actually changed a little bit. All right, because of the fact that we have such a huge circle, having straight across paths, that is what kind of worried me a little bit. That's what made the design so difficult to work with, because if this were a straight line all the way across, we'd be so far away from our island. We could extend the island a little bit. Over here, the top layer, we could bring that out some to make it more of a point, but then it's just another square. We don't really want squares. I would much rather curve the platform that all of our things are going to go on. And it would still work into the design for the most part. It would require a little bit of finicking, but we can do it. Also, what I've done is I've gone ahead and crafted a whole bunch of these guys, so we can actually go from here and start extending our path out in this general direction here and actually make this work. You see, I gotta circle this, and this is gonna take a little bit of time. Really, all I'm going to do, I'm just gonna go ahead and fill this out a little bit. I don't need too much. But what I do need is the inner ring and the outer ring. Those are the two locations that I want. And I'm only gonna build out the one corner in order to actually make things work. And later on, when I'm ready to fill out the rest of the corners and such, we can play with that and just kind of make sure it matches this corner, and then we can make the other corners exactly symmetrical and it won't be a huge deal. But let me go ahead and just lay this out a little bit. I'm going to fill out this. I'm going to extend it. I don't know how far, though. I'm not sure how big we want these platforms. We could make them the same length, which is what it is now. They're basically the same width across. But I don't know if we want it to stay that way. The design, I don't really have that kind of design in my head. It's kind of an up in the air kind of design. But anyway, let me just do some stuff and I'll bring it back and I'll show you what's going on afterwards. Finally, the rain stopped. Now, I've built out a little bit. And I'm pretty happy about one aspect of this. If you take a look right here, you can actually tell that the pattern is just a little bit different. That is the middle point. Like, you can tell. It's just, one, it looks like the middle, and two, it's just kind of set up right. That is the middle point for this entire double structure thing. Now, what we want to do, what we have, the idea that I have anyway, is that there's going to be stairs going all the way around, except for one point right here in the middle. And in here in the middle, let's see if we have any stairs that I can play with. I don't know if I have any stairs, actually. Yeah, well, yeah. Woo, 53 stairs. Let's just go ahead and get a stack and then go down to the 53 mark. Request those guys and wait for them to show up in small little patches. And there it is. Okay, now. The idea, oh, wait, no. Yep, I got it now. All right, so this is the middle point, right? This, yeah, okay. Yep. Right here is actually not going to be, the stairs aren't going to be here. They're going to be on the outside of these other areas, and I don't know exactly where I want these stairs to start. We're going to start going like right here-ish and see how this works. Right there and, okay, so, see, this is hard to tell exactly the same point. 1, 2, third spoke on the outside of the third spoke. So 1, 2, 3, it should be right here, I believe, but kind of not like that. It needs to be against the other wall. There we go. And then here, like so, and then there and there. Okay, so that should be the middle point, and we want a pretty big staircase. Now, the difference between this area that I'm kind of cordoning off a little bit and the rest of the area is that it's actually it's going to be raised here. This is what I want to be raised. And we're going to start raising it at this point, and I'm not sure how well this is going to work. I think that was 4 blocks, right? Just as a test. And we put that right... Oh, can I even get it? I can't get around. Nope, I did it. Okay, right on the other side of the stairs. Okay. So the stairs are facing into this block, so this is the block we want, and I started with 4. 3, 4. Okay, there we go. And then, yeah, this area is going to be raised off of the normal, but I think we actually want it higher than that. And the reason for this is because the idea that I have at the moment is that all of this, naturally, this will all be filled in, but we're gonna have like a bridge going across. Pretty much where this is, it's gonna be a bridge that's going across, expanding over top of our original platform here. Yes, I know hover mode. Somebody told me about hover mode before. I'm supposed to start trying to use it. I forgot, okay? I don't think about hover mode. Hover mode is jetpacks. I like creative flight. That's what I like. Anyway, so we have this area over here, and it's gonna be, yeah, I think I want it higher than that. I think that's what we're looking for. And if we go straight across, it's actually going to be this point right here as well. That's going to be... Ooh, I can go down a little bit faster. 4. And then we need to do the same on this side. But I know I want it higher. So it's going to be this block right here. Oh, right there. Okay. Give me. Thank you. All right. So, see, the thing is, I don't know how tall we want it. I'm not sure about this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We did 4, right? Let's do 8 tall. 8 tall, yeah. Because our bridge isn't going to be thick. Like, we're not big into, like, big, thick bridges. 4. So we're going to double it to 8 instead of just 4. Okay. We go over here. 4. All right. That should be the same height everywhere. Now we have the problem with lighting, but we're just going to stick a little glowstone nook on the corner of these guys. Somewhere. It doesn't matter where exactly. Probably be cleaned up and changed a lot anyway. So it's not going to be a huge deal if they're not even across the board, but that'll be okay. It'll be fine. So now that this is raised, this is kind of like the entrance to I don't know, the corners I'm thinking are going to be the mods, like the magic mods, like witchery, like we have 4 of them, right? So we have Botania, Witchery, Blood Magic, and Thaumcraft. So we're going to have those big 4 be on these corners over here, kind of like I did with my old FTB Infinity series. Now the design is completely different, but similar principle, and I like the way that that kind of just worked out like that. And this will afford us a lot of opportunity to expand off in several different directions, and these guys down here are going to be where we're going to have all of the other stuff. Like we have our naturey stuff here, and we're going to have everything else on the top ring around here. This will probably be the last ring that we do, and around the back area, I'm not sure exactly how big these platforms are going to be either. I may have to move these guys because this might be too big of a platform. I'm not sure if all of it is going to be this size all the way around, or if it's going to get bigger, or maybe I'll gradually increase to a certain degree, which actually, that's not a bad idea. I kind of like that a little bit. But then when I need more room, like for example, the power situation, we have a lot of windmill or water wheels. We're going to need to go backwards. So we're going to have a decorative like centerpiece almost, and we're going to have paths that go around on the outside, join together, and extend backwards as far as we need to accommodate whatever it is we're trying to build. And I like that idea quite a bit, but it works out really well in my head, but I'm not sure how well it's going to work, in here. Now, the issue with this stuff is that these are corners. These are on the corners, and I don't know how well that's going to actually work because, well, corners are hard to work with. Oh. For example, this guy needs to break now. Let's go ahead and put one on top, I guess. That way we can actually work with what we have. Now, this should actually evenly match up with the other side over there. We're going to have to make some more of these blocks as well. Let's go ahead and put another nook down. And then here. Oh, can't put one here because the nook's in the way. Bink and bink. All right, and then once again, we'll put one on top. Okay, so that's the only thing. Like the whole diagonal thing of that, it doesn't look terrible, but it just looks not smooth, and I like smooth. We went to the inside first, so we do have to get rid of the nook. Whoa! I was apparently standing on the nook and I didn't realize it. All right. Anyway, so now that we have that, we're definitely gonna need more factory blocks. That is for sure. No doubts about that one, but that's okay. So once we have this stuff worked out, nook. Do we have enough to get all the way across? Because that'd be really cool if we did. We don't. Crap. So we need a lot more stone. And apparently I don't have any stone. I could have swore that I had some stone, but apparently I don't. Let's go ahead and get 3 stacks of cobblestone. I'm going to go smelt up a whole bunch of stone. I'm going to see about getting a whole bunch of iron, which I don't think I have too much of now. I only have 65 left apparently, but I do have these guys I can go ahead and create. Yeah. So I'm going to build out a little bit of a structure again. This is off. Why are you off? You're not accurate. That is off by 1, apparently. That's all right. We can fix it. We can... Maybe. I could have swore that was accurate. Whoa! Wrong. I don't know. I'm going to fix it up a little bit, and I'll bring it back. Yeah. So... I don't... It doesn't look too good, and I don't know how to make it look better, peeps. It's right now it's a staircase to nowhere. I'm not a huge fan. I mean, it's not absolutely terrible, I suppose. You see this right here. I'm thinking about continuing that design around to the sides and letting it extend, and then of course this platform will extend outwards a little bit, and it will kind of all attach. Also, the material that this raised part is on is going to change. It's not always going to be these blocks, which means I can use these to fill in the gaps here. Things can be smoothed out, but right now it just doesn't look all that great. So what I've been working on here recently is just kind of extending this out. And I think this will help blend it in a little better, because right now you look at the side and it's not very great. It's not great at all. And this will also allow us to get upwards from the side, so we don't have to circle around to the front to get up to the top of this thing. I'm also not completely satisfied with just the idea of using stairs. Stairs are a vanilla block. We don't really like vanilla blocks if we can help it, but we have used a lot of stairs already. We've used a lot of jungle wood already. I don't know. I'm not sure about this design, but I did want to play with it just to see what it kind of looked like from a distance. Oh, we got one more. Yeah. So, I mean, I can get more. I have a lot of jungle wood, but I think the a general concept is there. I think it just needs to be hashed out a lot more and kind of finalized. Right now, it's just in progress, and it kind of looks a little bit meh. This is one of those things, you know. I don't know if you guys have ever actually worked like a long time on any individual project, like some kind of big creative project. I used to do it a lot with, you know, programming and stuff. And one thing that I did notice is that everything looks like crap while you're still working on it. You know, like it just looks so terrible when you're still in progress. Like overall designs, like website designs, like I used to do, or anything creative. When you're working on something, when you're drawing, you're painting, you're doing whatever, when you're in progress, it just looks like crap. It just does. It is one of those things. So I think that's part of what's going on here, is why I'm not happy with it, is because it's not done yet, and we don't know what it's going to look like just yet. So I need to get more of it done before I make a decision on whether or not I'm going to tear it down or not. But if it does look like crap, I will tear the whole thing down and redesign it. Don't worry, we're not going to leave something that looks bad in our base. But I do want to give it some kind of a chance and try to make it, you know, try to turn it into something that will be a lot better. Hopefully this is a thing we can do. But I do want to go ahead and get these stairs surrounded over here. I want to get all these guys done. So if we can do this, and then I'm not sure how the top is going to be. What I'm looking for is some kind of a different block. The top of this is not going to stay the factory blocks, all the metal-y look. If this is all magic-y based, right, we need some kind of a block that's also, like, it kind of gives it the feel of magic. And I'm not sure if we're going to use different blocks for each different type of magic mod that we use. You know, Thumbcraft could be like purpley, Blood Magic could be like a blood red. We could have maybe some kind of really, really vibrant green for Botania, or what's the other one? Witchery? Witchery I'm not even sure about. Maybe another purpley color. Or maybe we'll just go with the same color for all of them. This is one of those things that needs to be hashed out and kind of dealt with as far as design goes. But this is the overall organization of what's going to happen, is that all of the magic mods are going to be in these raised top corners, because once we do that, then we can kind of expand outward as far as we need to out here. Now, this is not going to be the overall shape of this. I'm thinking these are also going to go diagonal and kind of come across then, and probably more like, since this is on the diagonal, we'll make it a square, but it'll really be more like a diamond because it's going in this direction. So we're going to have, let's see if we, I'm not sure. If this goes out in this direction, maybe the stairs should kind of come in. Maybe they shouldn't be the same size. So it starts out this thick, right? But then it kind of closes in to like a 1, 2, maybe 3 block wide area. And then it opens back up into a diamond shape and goes out and out to a point at the end and then comes back. And then we can start branching off in 2 or 3 different, well, in that case, two different directions for the actual builds of the mod. I think that would look pretty cool if we can make it work, and that it would be the problem. That would be the issue. Although this as a whole doesn't really look that terrible. Like from this side, the staircase isn't absolutely terrible. It's not. It could be a lot worse. I'll put it that way. So I'm not exactly sure. This is one of those things that I'm just kind of. It's going to evolve as we go. You can move glowstone block. Just thank you. Now let's go ahead and put another one right there. And just for completeness sake, one over here, just in case something decides to be dark or whatever. So anyway, so I don't really know. This is one of those builds, peeps. I wanted to bring you along because this is part of my creative process, right? I just kind of go out. I don't know if is this actually that is the block that I wanted to go to. That's pretty good. That's good. I like that. This is part of my creative process, and where I basically just place down blocks and figure stuff out. You just gotta figure it out because you just do. Sometimes you don't really have the idea in your head. You're not always going to think of the idea that blows your mind. Sometimes it just kind of evolves into that. And yeah, I mean, the stadium thing, this whole circle thing, that just kind of, that one hit me. That one hit me like a ton of bricks. But this guy, it's a broad idea that just kind of, it's getting refined. It's getting refined. So I'm going to go ahead and keep playing around for a little while. And as soon as I get something that I don't absolutely hate, maybe I'll bring it back in and we can check it out. And maybe it'll evolve into something. I'm going to try to work on some ideas. Maybe that design, that diamond idea. I don't know if we're going to mess with the kinds of blocks we're going to use for this big thing here. I think I want to try to curve the stairs inward, though. I think that would look pretty good, even though I just place all of these, and that basically means that's pointless. Maybe I won't mess with the stairs just yet in case the diamond thing doesn't look great. Yeah, let me play with stuff. I'll see you back here in a minute. And here we go. I did decide to go ahead and do the stairs. We also have the diamond, and guess what, peeps? Just a little bit of playing around, and it looks awesome. I really like this. This is pretty good. I can't complain too much. Now, naturally, it's not filled in at all. Yeah, these are not the blocks we're going to use for our magic areas. I don't know exactly what we want to use. I still don't know. I was trying to think about it a little bit, but I just couldn't come up with anything that I actually liked. Not off the top of my head, anyway. So I don't know, we're going to have to mess with that. Now, as far as expanding this, because like I said, it is expandable. We have a couple different options for this. The first of which is that we could do a small little pattern coming off of the side somewhere and kind of go out diagonal. So if we kind of do this little number like this, you know, out a lot. And it could be like that on two sides and it just kind of goes out, right? That's option one. Option two is if we want to separate the mod at all, depending on what mod it is, and we can kind of change it up. And instead of having, you know, one... there's a word for it, one complete area, we can have like two areas. We can have a little road going straight off in this direction, and then we can have another going off in that direction and kind of expand and have a couple different platforms here and there, and kind of do it. Then we also, oh, that's the wrong tool. Whoop, jetpack for the win. So glad we have flight. You have no idea how happy I am to have flight. I would have died so many times if I didn't have a jetpack right now. This would be pretty crazy. Instead of... Oh, what? Oh, I thought that was an Enderman for a second. I was like, what the crap? The whole pattern, we could actually just go further out and kind of go out in bigger diagonal strokes. So it kind of... I don't know how to describe that one without actually doing it, but basically it's this shape again, so it'll come out and kind of be another little half or partial square, partial diamond kind of thing. I know, hover. I'm working on it. I'm working on learning. And that's another option. I'm not sure what I want to go with, but before we build that out, I need to figure out what blocks I want to use for the area. Now, as far as next steps for the base, I am getting a little bit irritated at the fact that I don't really, I mean, all this other stuff that's under here is now pointless. It's pointless to have any of this stuff under this. We need to move everything. Now, a lot of this stuff has already been moved. We need to move all the magic stuff, but we don't have those platforms built out yet. We need to move, like this stuff, I can tear this down. I don't even know why this is still here. This can be gone. And by the way, for whatever reason, any cobblestone I place here turns into moss stone. And it's only like this one block. So I don't know what's up with that. But I don't know if it's maybe something about the relation of water being here. We can just go ahead. Bloop. We don't need the water anymore. You can go away. You can do that. And then we have an oak barrel. We don't need any of this stuff over here anymore. We've already torn down our smeltery. We've already turned down all of the crucibles, so we don't need any of those anymore. These guys are already chopped in half. Neither one of them are even a real thing anymore. If I right click, nothing opens. We have our farm down here, which needs to be moved to our nature ring. The powers are going to be taken out of here as well once we get our second tesseract, which I haven't set up yet. First one's still sitting there. These guys can easily be moved. All of this can easily be moved. Nothing here is really actually being used. We don't need anything to be sat down anywhere around here except the power situation. That's the only thing we really need to keep up right now. So everything else can be torn down and moved and stored until we find a place for it. Power is the only exception. We need to get power set up. All of our machines, I want all of those set up on this island right here. And I'm thinking power is going to be on the other island that's going to go off in this direction. And yeah, I think it'll be pretty good, but I want that second tesseract. So the next things that I want to do is get a second tesseract at the very least just for power to send it over to our machine area. Get all of our machines moved over and kind of build out a few more of these guys so that we can actually move our magic stuff. And then, yes, then we got to move power over here too. So I don't know exactly what is next on the docket, really. I'm having a little bit of a throat problem. And it's fixed. Much better. My throat started closing up with something. I don't know what it was. There was a frog in my throat, and it wasn't very comfortable. But anyway, so, I mean, that's kind of the thing. And I know today's episode wasn't, like, the most exciting. All we did was build a little thing, and the design's not even quite done yet. This episode's also going to be a little bit shorter. And it's just because I was hanging out doing a whole lot of stuff. And I was planning and thinking. My brain hurts because I was thinking so much. But that's not a true story, peeps. It doesn't work that way. So, yeah, I mean, I like this overall design. This needs to change as far as the middle part. I don't exactly like the way it's set up. Maybe a few more straight edges, so instead of being diagonal the whole time, we can kind of come out and then back in and then out and then back in, kind of a bigger zigzag, so to speak, kind of like I was talking about with this. That could be like a bigger thing. Anyway, you get the idea. I don't know. Some of this stuff is going to change, but one thing is for sure, we need to get rid of all of the bottom stuff and move it up top. Even if it's a temporary placement like our Tinker Smeltery here is, everything needs to move up top. And I want to try to get a lot of this other stuff done, such as, you know, moving things around and getting everything moved and building out some more of this stuff and building out some of these platforms and everything. A bunch of the design that I've already showed you, and as soon as it pops up, you're not going to think twice about it. It's like, oh, you just did a bunch of work. All right. So I want to get some of that stuff done, but time is an issue. You know, it's an issue. We don't really have that much time on our hands. So I don't know when it's going to happen, but one of these days it's just going to pop up and be a thing. So hopefully that'll happen soon. But like I said, today's episode is going to be a little bit shorter. If that upsets you, I do apologize. It's the kind of thing that happens sometimes. So if you did like the episode, don't forget to hit that like button. If you want to see more, you want my videos sent directly to you, then don't forget to subscribe. Comment, favorite, share, feel like you want to. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace out, peeps. I think this screenshot's going to be right here. Pyramid stairs.